shocks, new brake lines, everything's new. All the bushings and the leaf springs have been rebuilt. New bed, the wood bed mounts, all the bed structure, everything's new. This is all new that we patinaed. You can see it's brand new on the bottom, which will get painted black, but these are the bed strips that go in between all the planks of the wood. And actually a friend of my dad's, an old friend, had a great idea of, why don't you use wood from the Western Flyer in the bed? And I'm like, yeah, that would be awesome. And then that's when you got us the wood that we have to have milled. And as soon as I bleed the brakes and tidy up all the mechanical, then I'm really excited to do the woodwork in here. I'm really looking forward to it. Just the fact that it came from the Western Flyer and this truck's going to be with the Western Flyer, I think it's so cool.
Hey, welcome. I'm Chris Chase with the Western Flyer Foundation. This is the first long format video I've done in a while. They are working on the Western Flyer. It's a pretty skeleton crew, 2, 3 people a day working on the boat. And most of the work that's been getting done over the last couple of months has been pickup work, paint work, some trim work, nuts and bolts, but nothing really big that I can gel into a more feature-length video, 20, 25-minute long video. That is about to change. Pete Rust is coming back on the project. The crew is starting to ramp up in size a little bit, and they have got a ton of projects left just to do the hull deck and house phase of the project. We've got a house to go back on. They're going to lay that fore and aft overlay decking. There's some interior work to be done, a bow thruster, rudder. The list is lengthy, but not in this video. In this video, we are on a field trip back to Salinas, California. I was recently down in the Monterey area. I ran up to Salinas, California to stop in at Gravel Manufacturing to kind of see how that Flxible bus is doing. What's been happening, what's new. We get a bit of an update on that, but we also get a nice little snapshot of this 1953 Chevy pickup truck we're having restored. I sat down with Todd Gravel and Denise and heard, update what's been happening there at Gravel Manufacturing. So I think you're going to enjoy that. Before I get into it though, I got to say they run a top shelf company. I love a painted floor shop. I love it when things are put away. When you're talking about attention to detail and craftsmanship, it really starts on how you treat your work area. And these two, they really do a nice job. It is a great shop, great craftsmanship top to bottom. Anyway, enough of that. Let's dive into the video.
New panels from here all the way into the firewall. Like this whole section is new. All this is new. The bottoms from here down, pretty much where it's nice green, where we haven't patinaed yet. This is all new. 53 Chevy. It was a 3/4 ton, but I made it a 1/2 ton just for drivability, more comfort, because there's no reason for it to be that heavy duty anymore. I think it was in Iowa maybe, and he loved the patina and just everything about it, but it was really, it looked like it came off the bottom of the ocean. It was so bad. Like this panel, this running board, and the 2 bedsides were baby blue when I got them. And then Denise did the patina work. We sprayed green, and it just start aging it. And it's still a process that we're still going, we're going through. But a lot of it is having the time to sand stuff to bare metal and let it sit outside and rust itself. And like this panel's brand new, and we used vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, and salt I bought new patch panels and they're repop, and they were so far off that I had to, a friend of mine actually had a cab that I bought for $100 and got all the pieces that fit perfectly. You know, I mean, perfect. And the new stuff, it's not even worth using. You know, the aftermarket, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't have to touch them. Cracked lenses are perfect, so.
Good to see that.
Yeah, we can kind of be nice to get rid of this stud for now, but it needs to be centered in the space right here, but
You won't see the dent.
yeah, I'd like to. Maybe go to your right a little. I can't decide. I can't get far enough back.
Maybe, I know, that's what I was thinking because the desk is in the way.
So I'm gonna go others. Yeah, the comments.
That's so funny. Let's make it a little shorter.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
I put that shim in it as well.
Here,
In the washer.
You know the hard part, I didn't think it would be hard, is finding like old headlight rings with a little ding in it or an old bumper, you know, because everything's new and out of China, and even like glass with a little hazing and, you know, little patina on the vent windows. It was a little difficult. But we still, you know, we'll patina this, the dash. Denise found this really nice steering wheel. It's in really great shape online. And the indicator lights I didn't want to put on the dash, so I put some pretty bright ones here, and it'll go behind the, which still will get patinaed, but behind the, you know, speaker grill. And you'll see them through it, but not really when you look in the truck. This engine came out of a '72 Chevy truck, and I didn't want to put a small block Chevy in it. I wanted the 6-cylinder to keep it in the same theme as stock, but I wanted it to have an automatic transmission behind it, and modern automatic. So yeah, this came out of a running, driving, really nice Chevy truck that the guy wanted to upgrade. All the drivetrain is new, modern, newer. So yeah, it will be able to cruise down the highway with the automatic transmission and disc brakes on the front.
Well, I've been here from the beginning, so once the bus rolled in, it was just a beautiful Art Deco bus, and I hated taking it apart, but that was kind of the fun part of just categorizing everything and making sure I had lefts and rights. Because of the benches, we just had them numbered. Even the overhead pieces, it was just the biggest process. Just seeing it now in bare bones, kind of, it's been a long haul. I mean, it's been about 2 years now, but you know, having it stored away now, it's. I hope we can put it back together. You know, we took pictures, so there's a lot of just kind of history as far as, okay, we got to do this backwards now. But it's been cool. It's been really fun and enjoying the process of it. Some screws are pretty stubborn, and we have to, you know, use heat. But for the most part, I think using just an oil, letting it penetrate for a few minutes, and then just working it. Some have been easy. Some have been just a nightmare. But it's so far. I mean, it's doable. But bloody knuckles for sure. A lot of them.
Stainless screws going into aluminum. I mean, it's amazing. There's this many that there should be 10 that are stuck in one free. So we have 2 in that one that we'll drill out. It's fine. It's to be expected.
Just cleaning up, constant cleaning up. It was always dirty for some reason. Just finding the old, this actually was made out of paper, the insulation. So when he touched it, it would just crumble and just fly everywhere. So I had to constantly have bags and just respirator, you know, before COVID. Had to be masked up, taking every single piece out, even from the top. The top was insulated with the cardboard, so you know when it comes down, it's just there's no way. It just got over everything. Also, was the amount of cigarette smoke that got stuck in here, and you could still see it now, like on the trim, because there was a film everywhere. And when I took out these trim pieces, you could see the clean section.
People smoked a lot back then.
Oh yeah. And I even found cigarette butts and, you know, between
That's
the
what
seats.
we found the most.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pull them out, it was just super clean in here. And I know it's aged too, but you could tell just the way the pattern of the smoke would go up.
Oh yeah.
So gross. Because when they built that bus, when the bus was just a skeleton, they put that stainless on first and then put the body panels over it. Now that it's sealed and, you know, weatherproof, finalizing stripping the interior, getting all the wood floors out, the rest of the plumbing and what wiring's left, so we can get in and start looking at it's not really a frame, it's a unibody design, so it doesn't have an actual frame, but just checking the structure. And, you know, for where it spent its life, it doesn't have many miles on it. The underbody's really clean. I mean, from here you can still see some of the original paint under there. It's just dirty. It needs a good cleaning, and then we'll go from there.
Hey, that's it, the end of the chapter in the restoration of the Western Flyer. Hope you enjoyed this one. I certainly did. I love stopping in at Gravel Manufacturing. Denise and Todd, they are a great couple, run a great shop, always got good music on the radio, and always got something very interesting going on. Those are all customers' cars, so there's, you know, I end up getting lost in all the cars there. I love the detail, I love the restoration. Fascinating stuff. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, there's going to be a lot more of this kind of content coming up in the future. You know, going into 2022, going into the future. I'm in Salinas, California a lot more these days. I'll be stopping by on every visit. Actually got a visit coming up here pretty soon. So you're going to get more and more updates of the bus, the truck, Gravel Manufacturing, probably a stop at Ventana's Surfboards even in the future. Anyway, lots of cool content coming up. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, definitely think about subscribing. And if you're looking for that fix in between, remember, we got the Western Flyer Foundation website, and I've got Chase Boat Builder on Instagram. But anyway, till the next chapter, next story of the Western Flyer. Thanks for watching.
like the bus, I mean, being on the Warner Brothers lot, what movies, commercials, TV shows was it in? Who was in that thing? Was Alfred Hitchcock in that thing?